Insult me because I would have said always check out who your neighbors are. I lived next door to Mike for the last 17 years. His housing price has always been sort of, the values have always been depressed by the neighborhood. I don't know Mike as a doctor. I do know Mike as a person and a neighbor. His family has been great. His dog Miles shows up every other day at my work, I hate to say, to play with my dog. But Mike is a warm, genuine, really, I'll use the word warm again, someone who you just feel good about when you're with. And I have no idea whether he knows anything about cardiology, but I know that if I was talking to him, I believe everything he said, and I knew what he asked. And so, Mike, I also want to congratulate you. You're a good cheer. You have to be a terrific doctor. And to Kathy, and to Kate, and to Andrew, you should all be proud. I know Jefferson is.
It's really thanks to the generosity of Larry, Chris, and John, and Hal. Thank you guys for making this possible. The proclamation is nice. This reception is nice. But the most important thing to me related to this event is not happening here today. It actually it happened when I received a letter from you when you found out that you were going to be honored in this way by Larry, Chris, John, and Hal. I'd like to read this to you because I think this, to me, shows really about Ralph Roberts and how considerate he is, and also, to me, is the reason why I come to work in the morning and why it's this is a great profession to be in because of the rewards like this letter. It said, "Dear Mike, we are now linked together more than ever, thanks to Larry Smith and John Alshin. I'm beyond thrilled that you were named the first recipient of the cardiology professorship that was so generously endowed in my honor. It is well known that during your career you've accomplished many wonderful things, and this is the best part. But selfishly, your best work has been taking care of Larry and me through the years. And thanks, Mike, for always being there for me." This is the most special thing about this, Ralph, this letter. So thank you. I also want to say thanks, Suzanne. A while back, she sent me a copy of the book, The Incredible Dream, and I had it in my pile of to-do things in my office at home, and my wife Kathy knows that's a pretty big pile. But with this event coming up, I couldn't resist reading it, and it was really quite an interesting book. And in that book, there were recurrent themes that really resonated. And they are themes of teamwork, themes of family, themes of innovation and integrity. These four themes ran throughout the book. And so I'd like to briefly talk about how what was described with Ralph and the Comcast experience, and how in my own experience working at Jefferson, there seems to be many parallels. And I realized more than ever, Ralph, I think why we hit it off, because of the values that I feel we have in common. The teamwork is obvious here tonight. The reason we're here is because of the leadership of Ralph and the team he assembled with Larry and John and numerous others, and Brian to follow. And it's really the result of the team why I feel I'm here today. And in honesty, I feel very guilty that I'm here alone, because I'm only here because of a great team that I'm part of. And just like Ralph would be the first one to tell you the great work that Larry or John or Brian was doing, I want to brag about my team a little bit. I'm really lucky to work with a great group of colleagues in the cath lab. Dave Fishman. Dave is not only a world-class interventionalist, he is really a doctor's doctor. He's the most devoted doctor I know, and is really a role model for me and for, I think, everyone here at Jefferson. Paul Linsky. Paul, you're a Renaissance man, doctor of many talents, also an accomplished pianist, and it gives me good stock tips too. Nick Ruggiero. I don't know if Nick made it here. Nick is like the best thing that's happened to Jefferson in this millennium, a really rising star in our field, and makes it fun to come to work every day. There he is. Dave Ogilvy. I don't know if Babu has made it. These guys are fantastic docs. They're great guys. And really, this team of the 6 of us in the cath lab is really like my family away from home. In addition, I've been lucky to serve under some great chiefs, Bernie Siegel, Shelley Goldberg, Al Brest, and of course Howard Weitz. And I can't tell you how much they've done to help further my career. Our great staff over here, the guys in the turquoise uniforms, led by fantastic group of nurses and technicians, fantastic. I've been blessed by some great administrative assistants. Some of them are in the back, I think. Denise Pajaro, Dottie Lennox, I see back there. Dot that preceded her. This is the team that really should be up here, not just me. And then finally, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the cardiac surgeons, and because they really made interventional cardiology happen. Without their support over the years, we couldn't have many of the advances that we've had. John Templeton, Dick Eady, who I saw and honored that he came today, and currently our team with Jim and Trey and Beta, we've really worked collaboratively, and I think this has been an important model because now we're working together in furthering non-invasive treatments of heart disease, such as the new endeavor of percutaneous insertion of artificial heart valves. The theme of family. Ralph, you guys interested in business, I think, going to your dad's pharmacy. Correct, Ralph?
Yes.
Yep.
And following his lead, Brian tagged along, interest in Ralph. Well, my story is a similar one. My dad is a Jefferson grad. He was a family practitioner, a little town upstate Pennsylvania, and he was really my role model. Back in those days, family practitioners were a bit different than now. He used to do everything. He'd take care of people from cradle to grave. He'd set fractures, remove appendices. Really incredible talent. And what I learned from him is what a neat profession being a doctor is, because it's a profession like few where you can do well by doing good to others. And I think that's the important thing. And so what I learned by that is to follow your passion. You don't have to worry about the money. Doctors do pretty well, and you can just do what you want. And so it's never really been about fame or fortune. And I can prove that by my first contract negotiation when I stayed here as a fellow. When I was finishing fellowship, Shelley Goldberg ran the cath lab at the time. Al Brest was the chief. I know Shelley wanted me to stay on as a faculty, but we had plenty of faculty in the cath lab at those days. So there really wasn't any job opening here, which is really where I wanted to stay. So I had to look around. And magically, after I got an offer to be in competition at Hahnemann, which is only about 5 or 6 blocks from here, Al called me into his office, Al Bress, and he said, Mike, have a seat, I have some good news for you. I think we can offer you to stay on for faculty. The only thing is I can't tell you how much I'm going to pay you. This is a true story. I said, okay. Dean, wouldn't you like all your contract negotiations? That's the God's honest truth. That was my first contract.
I'd actually like to be negotiating with you.
And then the Jefferson legacy continues. So honoring my brother Don, up here in a white coat taking pictures, has come down from upstate with my mom, my sister-in-law Kathleen, my niece Megan is a senior student, Kate is a freshman here. So the legacy, the Savage legacy at Jefferson continues. And I can't, I guess, skip over talking a little bit about my mom. Because everything that I have achieved is thanks to her unconditional love and giving me, instilling me a sense of value, and I think a healthy dollop of obsessive compulsiveness, which I now recognize. I think that the right amount of obsessive compulsiveness is the key ingredient of any successful person. So for the cath lab staff and fellows, next time I ask the patient to get the admin plaque for their ambulance, blame my mother. And finally, the son becomes the dad, and I'm blessed by a great family. Kathy, Andrew, Kate. It's not easy being married to an interventional cardiologist, which is why we dated for so long before I asked her. I wanted to make sure she could take the good times and the bad times. There's 2 o'clock phone calls, there's dinner plans, room called in for emergencies, the class recitals and squash and tennis games and baseball games that I didn't always get to. Your love is everything.